I'm definitely in favor. This isn't a perfect bill, but it's a good bill, and it'll go a long way to healing some of the wounds that have been formed over the years. When I was 14 years old, I was beaten very, very badly by a policeman. I had my skull split, I had my eye orbit broken, I had my jaw broken, my fingers broken. He broke my ankle. I remember that he stepped on my knees to prevent me from standing up. I was thrown into the back of a wagon, taken to the police station and thrown into an adult cell, where I spent a day before I had taken to the hospital. And I remember that for that experience, I felt completely helpless. That when I called the police, because who do you call? What option do you have to tell on the person who's done this to you? Like, who's going to arrest that guy? And also the presumption was that I had done something wrong. In fact, all the policemen, when they cuffed me to the stretcher in the hospital, had said, I don't know what you did to this policeman to make him so angry, but man, you must have made him really angry. Who's your option? So bills like this, when I became an adult, I tried to look into it and look into the record, and I found it was really hard to find my own name. I finally found it. It was African-American male, approximately 18. I was 14. Resisted arrest on Westminster Street, taken to the hospital. That was the entire thing. The police officer's name was taken out. The other officer's name was taken out, and the medical record itself was very hard to find. Still is. This was, as I became an adult, I also found that all my relationships with police, every time I was approached by a police, and as an African-American man in my 20s, I was approached a lot, was one of terror. I didn't know how to answer them. I was frightened. The instinct is to run away, but of course, you don't want to run because they have so much power over you, ultimately, that what are you supposed to do? And again, what recourse do you have? Who do you go to? Bills like this start making a record in a relationship that a person who did have something wrong happen to him has a place to turn, and a community that actually is open to hearing that, one that's made up of citizens and police who are responsive to the needs of the people in the community. I felt completely isolated to the point where I wanted nothing more than to leave Rhode Island. Every time I saw a policeman, I was terrified. It took years before I made friends with policemen. And I mean, I have very good friends now, but it took a long time to not be terrified at the sight of a uniform. And I'm a citizen. They're public servants. They're accountable to me. And I have a right to speak to that. And so this bill starts making that path for a conversation that didn't really exist before, and allows the community a chance to reach out. And I just really appreciate the fact that you're giving this a hearing, and I hope that you seriously give this serious hearing to pass.